Good morning, class. We're going to be talking about ratios and proportions today. During class, we'll talk about the home bet a day. That was not what we'll cover, but nevertheless, we will cover this. We'll cover ratios and proportions. So, ratio is comparing two quantities by division. You write it in three different ways. So it's quantity A and B cannot be 0. So it's either A to B, A colon B, or A over B, okay? All three of these are the same thing. They mean the same thing. And the way we read it is it's the ratio of A to B, okay? It's the ratio of A to B, okay? And it must be written in simplest form. So if it is both of them can be divided by 2, then you divide both by 2. Okay, let's look at an example. The volleyball team plays 10 home matches and 14 home matches and 10 away matches. And the ratio of home matches to away matches. Home matches is 14. 2 away, so 2, 10. Now, is the simplest form? Well, we turn this into a fraction. It's easier. 14 to 10. And then we can divide both of these. Divided by 2. Divided by 2. Get 7 over 5. Do you need to write this necessarily? No. I'm okay with you going 14 over 10 equals 7 over 5. Find the ratio of home matches to all matches. So home matches, again, is still 14. This is home. But all is 14 plus 10 is the total. So this equals 24. Is all matches. So then home matches to all, which is just 14 to 24, which you simplify is 7 to 12. Okay? So that is the way we do ratios. And then there's another example. You can practice it if you like. So, a proportion. A proportion is an equation that states two ratios are equivalent, okay? So remember, two ratios is fraction. So an example is A over B equals C over D. This is a proportion because it's an equation, okay? You see the equal signs. But remember, denominators are not going to equal 0. They rather cannot, because it doesn't produce anything useful to us. So 11 over 6, we have a ratio, solve the proportion. 11 over 6 equals x over 30. Now the solution here, you have two possibilities. You may have learned another method, but we'll talk about the one today, and then hopefully in the next video we'll talk about the second one. So the way we do this one is we look at the bottoms, the denominators, and we find the least common denominator, which would be 30. So we multiply both sides by 30. 30 divided by 6 is going to give us 5, so we're going to 5 times 11 equals 30 times 30 divided by 30 is going to give us just 1, so we get x. So we get 55 equals x, okay? Now, let's look at another example. We've got w over 35 equals 4 over 7. So again, we multiply both sides by 35. And we get the 35's cancel here, so we get w. And then 35 divided by 7 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. So our answer is w equals 20. Okay? You don't need to worry about this. Setting up a portion, there's different ways to set up the following portions. Recipe calls for 30 tomatoes to make 12 pints. You're making 4 pints, so x tomatoes over 30 tomatoes equals 4 pints over 12. Okay, so you always keep consistently the two aspects of it. Another way you could do it is you could do x over 4 equals 30 over 12. It would work out the same way. It's just that the things that are the same need to be compared. Okay? So, in this one, we multiply both. So what's the least common denominator between 30 and 12? It's actually going to be 60, because it's going to be 5 times 12. So 60. So 30 cancels. Well, gives us 2x equals, and then 60 divided by 12 is 5. 5 times 4 is going to be 20. Divided by 2. Divided by 2. X will equal 10. Okay, if we do this one, we multiply both sides by 12, and we get 12's cancel, so you get 30. And over here, 12 and 4 cancel, so you get 3, so 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 10. Okay, so it is the same answer, which means it's the same process. It's equivalent. Doing it either way works. Okay? Okay, so that's solving proportions. We'll have some more problems like it. Here is a word problem, okay? So let's look at the word problem. The elevator takes passengers to lobby to the John Hancock Center in Chicago. The observation level is 150 observation level travels 150 feet in 5 seconds. The observation level is located on the 94th floor at 1,029 feet above the ground. Find the time it takes the elevator to travel from the lobby to the observation level. So, the observation level is going to be 1,029 feet, right? And we're given that it takes the elevator 150 feet, 150 feet in 5 seconds. So if we were to do this, what's on the bottom? That would be x. But since we don't like x on the bottom, we could just change this equation to be x over 129 feet equals 5 seconds over 150 feet. Notice that feet are on the same level and the seconds are. Now you can change this equation. There's another way of solving it. Don't worry. But, so they do it this way. So then what we need to do is we need to cancel out this bottom times over here. So we get x by itself. And then this one's going to be, well, these two can simplify a little bit. So you're going to get 1,029 divided by this 5. This would be 30 divided by 30. So this is going to be our seconds. Now if we use a calculator, this is just going to be 34.3 seconds. Okay? So, again, I figured it out by keeping things consistent, the ratios consistent, okay? So, that's going to be our video for today, for the first video. We'll have the second video on 3.6. I'll see you then. Okay, bye.